Right, so in today's video, I'm going to be giving you an update as to how this lawn is looking now that it's been just over a month since the turf was actually laid. But before we do, let me just give you a bit of an update as to the journey this lawn has been on over the past few months. So if you've been on this channel for a while, you'll remember that this lawn used to be a ryegrass lawn. The first winter it did okay, and then last winter, or the winter just gone, it really struggled, and most of this lawn died back, and it was in a really sorry state, to be honest. So did a bit of research, learned about all the different types of grass types, your bents, your fescues, your ryes, and I made the decision to actually change the space into a bent fescue lawn. Now, the grass that's in front of us now was rolled from turf. It was provided by Tillis Turf through the Lawn Association. The link to this sort of turf will be in the description below. I don't make any money off, actually promoting the turf or anything like that, but they kindly send us this, which I'm really, really grateful for. And as you can tell, it looks absolutely superb. Absolutely no regrets on my side as to, going with this turf. I guess the real test for this space will be when we actually get to the winter, and we'll sort of see how it fares, whether it can survive through really wet conditions. But because it is bent fescue, there's a shed some more plants than there was previously with the ryegrass, which means a lot of those plants are going to be drinking that water, and hopefully over time, the bent might become more dominant, the fescue might become more sort of dominant. We will have to see. So it's had a few cuts now over the past few weeks, originally with the rotary mower, but I did pick up a cylinder mower recently, and I took this down a few days ago to about 25mm. But what I am going to be doing in today's video is bringing the height of cut down even further, down to 20mm, and we'll see how it's looking once we do that. When I first put the turf down, it was really, really short, and I want to get it down to that level at some point. It might take a few weeks, a month or so, to actually do that. So bringing it down to 20mm will be the lowest it's been since it was laid. So let's get the cylinder, let's give it a cut. Oh, now somebody commented recently to say I was mad for buying a cylinder mower, partly because of the actual weight of the thing. This weighs just over 40 kilos, and the usual Hater rotary that I use on the space is, I think, just over 20, so double the weight. It is tough getting onto this top tier. If you're old or got a bad back or bad knees, I wouldn't recommend doing this, or create yourself a little ramp. But it's up, I survived. Maybe it'll make me stronger, who knows. Now, what's cool about this mower, I'll show you on the side here, we have a little knob on the back that we can use to adjust the height of cut, and you'll see that when I turn it, it changes the height. Now, the height it's set at the moment was what I've just been cutting the bottom tier on, but if I just twist it and get to 20mm, that's what we're going to be taking this lawn down here today. It is a little bit windy today, so I'm not sure how well the collection basket's going to do, but we'll soon see. And it is quite a big mower for a little lawn, but hey, there's nothing wrong with that. Just want to, I only got this a few days ago as well, so just bear with me when I'm cutting it. Now, I'm not being funny, but the in person it looks absolutely amazing. Let me just get you closer to the sward just so you can sort of see how it's looking up close. And you can actually see from above, it's looking so thick, the sward, and if we get nice and close here now, you can just see how tightly packed those grass plants are. Now, like I've said, I've had a few ryegrass lawns over the past few years, but nothing has been as dense as what this is, and even just in the sun there, it looks absolutely incredible. I mean, just the quality of that from there whilst it's in the sun, you can't really complain, I don't think, with how nice that is looking. It's like how to feed this lawn. I mean, when we actually put the turf down, before I rolled it out, I put an application of true grass down just to give it a bit of a boost, but since then it's had absolutely nothing done to it. But I am planning in the next couple of weeks actually getting on, giving this lawn a feed, and improving the colour, thickening the density of the sward up. I mean, not that it really needs to be honest. I mean, that's as thick as I kind of want it, to be honest. It is a space which, in time will need to be verticut. It is going to need to be scarified because the actual fescue plants in there and the bents, they are going to create a little bit of thatch. But if we keep on top of it, it should be something that should be fairly easy to maintain. But I mean, I just can't believe the actual height of this so far and how good it's looking. I mean, I can even bring it down further, and I'm planning to over the next few weeks, but I guess we'll see how it's looking then. I do need to get on trim the edges, but I've got the battery for the strimmer on charge at the moment. So that's something I'll probably do later today. I'll come out and box that off. Now, in terms of what I thought this lawn was going to look like, I never thought it was going to look this good. I mean, I was expecting decent turf, and I've seen turf before. You see outside home bargains, you see different videos of more like landscapers renovating entire spaces and putting turf down. But in terms of the quality, I'd never actually seen anything as kind of good as this, except for really, at a golf course or somewhere where they maintain the lawns properly. I mean, time will tell. It's still, the very early stages, and all turf looks decent. I mean, in terms of prepping for this space, all I did was kill the old lawn off. Hollow tine aerated the entire space, so the roots had somewhere to sort of go and to find, spaces for water and nutrients and whatnot. But the aim of this lawn is to be fairly low maintenance. You see a lot of YouTube videos, and I've posted loads in the past myself as well about different things you should be doing to your lawn, different products to be putting down, and I've gone on with seaweeds and irons and you name it, I've put it down on the lawn. But this year for me, I see it as more as a sort of like an experimentation year where I'm doing almost less to the lawn and see if I get similar results or better results than on what I have in previous years. Granted, yeah, it's a different species of lawn, but in the past I have put tons and tons of products down, and it's almost got me thinking, do I really need to? Like I said, I've been on with True Grass. That contains lots of nutrients and things. That's great for the soils. It conditions it, which in turn improves the overall health of the plant. I could put a video out every week with a different product going down onto the lawn, but maybe this might be testing that you don't always have to. But we'll wait and see. We've got plenty of time to actually see how this lawn ends up looking. And if you'd like to follow along with the progress of the space or the neighbour space as well, they have the exact same type of grass as this. It gets cut less frequently, so you'll see sort of the difference between the two in terms of how they can look with different sort of lengths and whatnot. So if you are interested in following along with those sorts of videos, feel free to subscribe. I have actually seeded a Benfescu lawn from scratch, as some of you may know. It's not looking in the best of conditions at the moment. I mean, it's looking decent, don't get me wrong, but it's not had a feed for a few weeks. At time of recording, it has had a feed today, so it's not looking its absolute best. It's not looking as good as the tier up at the top, but hopefully in the next week when that feed kicks in, it starts to really green up, it starts to thicken up more than what it is currently, and yeah, it'll be looking boss. So if you'd like to follow along with any of this sort of stuff, feel free to subscribe. Finally, thanks for watching.